How do the four major biological macromolecules' structure and function allow for the diversity of living things? In this video podcast, we will review a little bit about the chemistry of biology. We will focus on the four major groups of macromolecules. We will look at how they are similar and how they are different, both in their structure and their functions. Small organic molecules are the basic stuff of life. Scientists call them monomers. Mono means one. These monomers actually make up building blocks for bigger things. You can think of them as one brick that makes up a brick wall. When monomers, or small molecules, are joined together, they form larger molecules called polymers. Poly means many. Think of the polymers as that brick wall. And when polymers are joined together, they form giant molecules called macromolecules. Macro means giant. You can think of these macromolecules as the building that is made up of those brick walls. So, you need the bricks, or the monomers, to form the walls, the polymers, which when put together actually make up the building, or the macromolecules. The four groups of macromolecules that are responsible for the immense diversity of living things are carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. These four macromolecules are produced from a very small group of about 50 monomers, which bond in millions of different ways in living things. How are macromolecules alike? All four macromolecule groups have carbon as their backbone. This means that they are organic. They are organic molecules, or molecules that are found in living things, because they are made up of carbon. Macromolecules are grouped into the four categories based on their similarities and their differences. The differences that are important when grouping macromolecules include the elements that make them up, their monomers, and their function. Let's take a look at each group of macromolecules more closely. Carbohydrates' main function in living things is as a source of energy. The monomer of a carbohydrate is a monosaccharide. Mono means one, and saccharide means sugar. So a monosaccharide is a single sugar molecule. One of the monomers for carbohydrates is the monosaccharide glucose, which is shown in the diagram. Glucose is broken down in the mitochondria of our cells during cellular respiration in order to make ATP, the main energy molecule found in living things. Excess, or too much carbohydrates, are stored as starch, a polysaccharide. Poly means many, so a polysaccharide is a chain of many sugars. A second important function of carbohydrates is their role in the structure of plants and some animals. Cellulose is found in the cell wall of plants. Cellulose is a polysaccharide that gives plants their rigidity and their sturdiness. Chitin is another carbohydrate that is found in the outer skeleton of insects. Chitin also provides rigidity to the insects' bodies. Lipids, a second group of macromolecules, are placed into three categories: fats, oils, and fats, oils, and waxes. The main function of lipids in living things is as energy storage. Lipids are also a structural component of cell membranes. Like carbohydrates, lipids are made up of the elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. However, as you can see from the diagram, most of the elements that make up lipids are carbon and hydrogen. Many lipids are triglycerides. The monomer of a triglyceride are the molecules glycerol, seen here highlighted in yellow, and 3 fatty acids chains, highlighted in blue. Proteins play a vital role in living things. They control how fast or how slow chemical reactions occur in organisms. They provide structure in the building of bones and muscles. They transport substances into and out of the cell through protein channels in the cell membrane. They function as antibodies to fight against disease. All proteins are made of the monomer amino acid. There are 20 essential amino acids found in living things. All amino acids have 3 main parts. Each amino acid has an amine group highlighted in green, the NH2, a carboxyl group highlighted in the blue, COOH, and an R group highlighted in purple. The R group is a side chain, which is the portion of each amino acid that is different. Like carbohydrates and lipids, proteins are made of the elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but proteins also contain the element nitrogen. Sometimes they also contain the element sulfur. Nucleic acids are essential to all living things as they function as the heredity information that is passed from one generation to the next. The monomer of nucleic acids is a nucleotide. The nucleotide has 3 parts: a phosphate group, seen here in blue, a 5-carbon sugar, seen in gray, and a nitrogenous base, seen in green. All nucleic acids contain either the sugar ribose or the sugar deoxyribose. All nucleotides contain one of only 5 nitrogenous bases: adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, or uracil. Common examples of each group of macromolecule are listed here in this slide. Knowing these examples can help you remember the functions of each group of macromolecule. For example, knowing that antibodies fight disease can help you remember that proteins fight disease if you know that antibodies are proteins. Why are living things so diverse? The answer lies in the understanding of the carbon atom. A carbon atom can bond to other carbon atoms, which gives carbon the ability to form chains that are almost unlimited in length. Carbon has the ability to form single, double, and triple covalent bonds. Chains of carbon atoms can even close upon themselves to form rings. Carbon has the ability to form millions of different large and complex structures. No other element even comes close to matching carbon's versatility. Because macromolecules are made of carbon, they are responsible for the immense diversity that we see in living things. It is my hope that by listening to this podcast, you were able to review the structure and functions of each of the macromolecules that make up living things, and that this will help you as you prepare for the end-of-course biology exam.